down to it, I developed a lot of this stuff with just like confidence in my front leg. If I can, like, I'm not telling you guys to go out there in a stance like this, but I can wrestle a lot of people and go like this and know that I have the ability to shift the guy's weight. I have the ability to kind of make sure that that guy doesn't finish it easy on me, right? Go ahead, Jalen, just grab my leg. Right, I'm ready to wrestle here. And we covered a lot of this stuff, okay? So this move is something that, you know, it ended up being one of my best takedowns. And I'll kind of tell you guys, like, it's something that kind of came naturally to me. So it just like how I would wrestle into it, it just worked for me, right? So what the move looks like is that I'm going to get this guy to put his left hand on my collar, right? I'm going to pull his head close to his own arm, right? And then with coaches will teach it by posting at that arm, but for me it was pressure in, he pressures back, I slide it by and follow it up, okay? That looked really easy, and it can be pretty easy, right? The problem with the move sometimes is that if I don't do it right, and I just try to go like this, what would you do here? He gets in on a body lock, and that's a tough position to be, right? We'll wrestle from there real quick. Ready to go. Right. So this move is something that if you guys are gonna try it, you gotta kind of know what you're getting yourself into, right? I mean, I'm right here. Right, that guy's got his left hand on my collar. Right, even if I go like this, go ahead, shoot underneath. Right, I'm giving him space. So I gotta keep this elbow, as much as it is reaching outside, it's called an over tie. He's got a tie up, I'm going over top of it. Right, I'm giving myself little safety barriers to make sure that this guy just can't pull his arm out and shoot at my leg. Okay, so what I'm doing, I'm taking my fingers, my middle finger, my ring finger, and I'm squeezing his neck right here. Squeezing at his neck and making sure that I get his arm really kind of tight. Pull your arm out. Right? It takes a second. Right? If I get this tight to his head, to his bicep, and I got my fingers in kind of in his throat a little bit, right? I'm pressuring in. Even if he tries to shoot right here, I can feel it coming. If I'm loose, I go to collar tie up here. Go ahead. I'm going to give up the takedown. Okay? So just let's think about that a little bit, right? So get it tight. Right? From here, guys, I'm feeling his head pressure. I'm getting pressure back. I might even push against his arm here, right, so that I can straighten this arm out. I'm using my collar, like I'd say my shoulder muscles here to straighten his arm out. I'm going to pull down one time and then pull it by me. Okay, and then I follow it up. My older brother, this is one of his best moves, was similar. He'd be on this side. He'd get the guy to collar tie here. He would bounce the guy, shrug it by, and that was his way of doing it. For me, I don't need as much of a bump with this arm. I just need to get that guy's arm by me. So in translation, I'm pulling my throat high. Right? It's just a feel thing. All of that happens, all that stuff I'm talking about, getting tight to here, getting this arm on my shoulder so that I can kind of keep the arm right here. All that happens pretty quick. Okay, so we're just practicing, hey, that guy lays his hand on me, I slip him by me. Okay, one more time slow. If it's in a match here and he's not putting his hand up on that collar, guys, I can be wrestling here in my collar tie, hand fighting. I can let him get to that collar, right? I'm hand fighting to it. Let him get to it, bounce him, throw it by. Okay, so I think it's something for you guys to kind of work with because not every takedown is going to be getting in on the shot, driving up and finishing. You can get around the guy just as easy if you guys just pass it by. All right, so it looks a little easier than it might be, but let's try to give it our best effort to over tie, keep that arm tight, bounce, like get a little momentum and throw it back, okay? We good? 1, 2, 3.